Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So today I'm going to talk about Rachel Dolezal. For those of you who aren't familiar with Rachel Dolezal, she is a white woman who pretended to be African American. She pretended like she was biracial and all that kind of stuff. It turns out that she is white. And she got outed and exposed. Her parents outed her. And as a result of that, like, she's been alienated, and she lost her job because basically she had presented a false narrative, a false image of who she is. And so now this woman is broke. You know, she's on welfare and getting food stamps from what I understand. And also she's in the news because she has decided to change her name and take on a West African name. And I just want to take a minute to talk about this. Do I feel sorry for this woman because she lost everything? No, I don't. I don't feel sorry for her because she committed a fraud. She was a fraud, a fake, somebody who completely misrepresented who they were, and who knew damn well that they were white, and they told this lie about being biracial. So I don't have any sympathy for her losing jobs and all that kind of stuff, and for her losing complete credibility for being exposed. So I'm not shedding any tears over Rachel Dolezal. She put herself in that position. Now, obviously, I don't have any problem with white people being concerned about African American issues or even being involved in the civil rights struggle or anything like that. And she could have done that. She could have been involved in the struggle without faking and pretending to be something she is not. So again, I don't have any sympathy for her in that regard. And this notion that somebody can simply decide that they are black without actually being black is preposterous. I mean, that's like me waking up and saying I'm a Japanese man today. That's just not that would be completely ridiculous, man. Just on a common sense level. I mean, that's just ridiculous. We live in a society with social constructs, and race is one of them. And she was born of white parents. She's a white woman, regardless of how much she identifies with black people and black culture and etc. And so recently this woman has changed her name to a West African name, I guess, to get in touch with her fake African roots and all that kind of stuff. And really, like some people have said on social media, at this point, it's like almost as if this woman is trolling the black community. Really, like trying to just get at black people by doing such an absurd thing, by changing her name. Now, somebody on my Facebook, one of my colleagues, brought up an interesting point. They said, well, why are black people complaining about this white woman changing her name and dressing up like a black person when black people constantly take on European names? And for instance, some black women will wear blonde hair or weaves and all that kind of stuff. The first thing that I'll say to that is, number one, African people have been colonized, not just physically, but mentally. So the only reason why African American people feel the need to assimilate to Western culture is because we were mentally colonized, because we have been taught to basically embrace this Western culture and everything about it. We've been taught that this is our culture. First of all, we were stripped of our original identity completely through the slavery process. We were stripped of it. And even after slavery, we had been indoctrinated to believe that everything African is bad. Hair that resembles our traditional African hair is called nappy. So for that reason, a lot of people have been indoctrinated to believe that good hair is hair that resembles white people's hair. They've been taught to believe that lighter skin is better. They have been taught to believe that there's something negative associated with anything that's African. So for that reason, a lot of our people have embraced, a Western identity. They have lost their identity. And I don't think that victimhood, that oppression of black people, both our minds and our bodies, should be a justification for a white woman to exploit black identity to get herself ahead personally. I mean, this woman benefited financially, she benefited socially and all that stuff by misappropriating black identity. And I think for someone to equate the psychological oppression of black people to this woman exploiting black culture, I think that's absurd. This woman, Rachel Dolezal, is exploiting our culture. And, for these black people who wear weaves or who love to have, give their children European names, they are victims of cultural oppression. They are victims of having their identity stolen. So it's not the same equivalency at all, just on a common sense level. So those are my thoughts about this thing. I just think that it's outrageous that somebody would do this, exploit black culture. But it's nothing new. I mean, we see it all the time. You have these people who, they don't call themselves black or anything like Rachel Dolezal, but in many ways they basically do the same thing when they appropriate, black music and black culture and stuff like that and adopt it as their own. And then all of a sudden, these people who have plundered black culture, they receive all the praise, all the attention, all the celebration and all the accolades. I mean, we have examples starting with, Elvis, for instance, a man who literally stole black culture and black music and became a star because of it. We look at somebody like an Eminem. I mean, he's a good MC and all that kind of stuff, but there are plenty of other MCs that are better than him that did not receive the same kind of attention and praise that he has. And, that's just another example, So those are my thoughts about this. Tell me what you think. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. And also, I want to thank Robert J. Powell for supporting New Possibilities. I appreciate the donations that you have provided, and I hope I'm not airing you out. I hope you don't mind me announcing this, but I just want to thank you for supporting New Possibilities, and I encourage each and every one of you to support with your donations, so that way I can bring you more quality videos. I have to replace my computer, and hopefully I'll be able to do that soon and get back to doing my content. All of your donations will go towards improving this channel. The first step being getting a new computer because my computer is down. So I appreciate it. Much love and much respect to each and every one of you. Thank God it's Friday. Peace.